set up and into your comfortable position, begin to close your eyes to the room. Once you close your eyes, take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Just take a moment to kind of relax and settle in. Start to let go of any tension you might be holding in the body. Maybe taking a few more deep breaths to let yourself kind of really get into your yoga practice. And see if you can start to let go of distractions in the room. See if you can bring your awareness in your body and away from thoughts and stories, distractions. And to allow that focus to go deep within, take a moment right now. Begin to set up in your position. So if you're laying down, you might start to tuck the chin in a little bit to lengthen out the back of the neck, to lengthen the spine a little bit deeper. But you might also start to tuck the tailbone slightly to draw that low back closer to the mat. You'll feel that tailbone and that neck lengthening the spine gently. If you're sitting, you'll feel the sitting bones grounding down as you start to lengthen through your spine and the crown of your head starts to go up towards the ceiling. Then begin to relax the face, let go of tension in that forehead. Let the eyes be softly closed. And let the eye movement begin to slow. Really start to relax the jaw, allowing a little space between your top and bottom row teeth. And as there's a little space there, maybe allow your tongue to kind of slip into that space, relaxing. Let your throat begin to relax. Soften the shoulders, drawing them down and away from the ears. Maybe shrugging them out a few times to really let them relax. And the hands and the feet, notice if they're gripping or tightening. Let them soften and relax. Maybe spreading and gripping the hands a few times to really allow them to soften. Same with the toes. And check back in. The whole body is soft except your spine. Your spine is the only thing that's lengthening and has a little bit of engagement in place. Now to keep that mind focused, start to notice your breath. Following the natural flow, not changing it, not controlling it, and not attaching to it, but just noticing it. And as your awareness is on the breath, you might notice how the body may move with that breath. Or maybe you notice the warmness or the coolness of the air as it enters or exits through the nose. Now begin to deepen that breath. And as you deepen the breath, keep that spine lengthened, keep the jaw, shoulders, hands, and feet relaxed. But just stay connected. Keep that awareness on this breath, that flow in and that flow out. And notice where the breath is. Is it stuck up in the chest? If it is, see if you can really draw that breath down deep past the chest, maybe even past the diaphragm, all the way down into the belly, just swirling it around and letting it come all the way back up and out. Now, keeping the breath deep, begin to engage your Mula Bandha, your low belly, that core area, drawing that belly button, that navel up and back towards your spine. As you create a little bit of engagement here, notice what's happening. Did you draw any tension back into the body? Let it soften. And maybe the breath isn't as deep as it once was because of the core being engaged, and that's okay. Don't attach, don't judge, but just be the awareness of what's happening. And just continue to breathe deep with this little bit of engagement in place. One more deep breath. And then draw the hands together, creating a prayer position. The palms pressing against each other and the thumb creases then coming to your chest. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out through the mouth. And just begin to set your intention for today's practice. Do not feel rushed if you're still trying to find it. But once you have set that intention, repeat it back to yourself a few times. Allow it to plant a seed in your mind so it can grow and stay with you through your practice. And when you're ready and it's there, Take another deep breath, sigh it out through the mouth. Relax the hands and open the eyes back to the room. Take a second, but try not to become distracted by the room, allowing yourself to draw that awareness back in. As you do, come into a laying position. If you're there already, just make sure you have room. Kind of move anything that might be in your way out of the way. And when you come down onto the mat, lengthen the legs here. Then start to reach the arms up and overhead. As those arms come up and overhead, full body stretch. So reach the hands back, point the toes. Feel the body getting stretched from one end to the other. Then exhale, arms down, toes pointing up. Tuck the chin slightly to lengthen the spine. Create a little bit of core. Inhale, lengthen those arms, point the toes. Feel the body being pulled and stretched from one end to the other. And then exhale, arms come back by your sides as the toes point up towards the ceiling. And give that chin a little tuck, lengthening out the spine. One more time. Full body stretch. Maybe staying here a little bit longer, giving yourself that stretch you really need. Stretch, 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 reach, reach, reach. And then arms come down, toes point back up when you're ready. All right, keep the feet engaged, but reach the arms back up and overhead. As you reach the arms back up and overhead, your right hand, that finger and thumb, is going to grab the left wrist. As it grabs that left wrist, it's going to pull that arm over to the right. So you feel this stretch in the left side of your body. Then you're going to start to walk your feet, your heels, over to the right. And I like to put my right foot, that ankle, on top of the left. So I'm still stretching that left side, opening it up as this right side is kind of coming together. It's kind of closing. You might notice the breathing is deep and into this left side. Good. Uncross the ankles. Walk those heels back to center. Draw those arms back to center in the head. Soften the shoulders. Relax the arms so the hand doesn't need to be holding on to that left wrist anymore. Re-engage the feet if you lost it. Create a little bit of core. Left finger and thumb grabs a hold of the right wrist. Gently drawing and pulling that arm over to your left side. Walk those heels over to the left. And again, I like to draw my left heel up and draw the ankle on top of the right. So I'm still stretching and opening, lengthening this right side of my body. That left side is shortening and kind of closing. Good. Uncross the ankles. Walk the heels back, bend the arms, and release those wrists. Release the hands. And just begin to flow going side to side. So re-engage the feet. Opposite hand grabs a hold of the wrist as it draws it over to the one side. Then you'll walk the heels over so that you start to stretch the opposite side, allowing it to open, and that ankle on top. Take as many deep breaths as you need. And then you'll release by drawing the heels back down and walking them to center, drawing the arms, releasing them back to center. And allow yourself to just continue to flow, doing these movements. If you get lost, pause and come back. Do not feel rushed, but the very next time you come over to your right side, that left arm being pulled to the right, the heels over to the right. Come into a place where you can be in stillness. Breathe deep. Check in with the core, with the feet. Relax the shoulders. And just breathe deep. Good. One more breath. Slowly draw the body back to center. Releasing the heels, coming back, arms coming back. You want to give yourself a full body stretch here, lengthening that body really quick before moving to the next side. Allow it. And then when you're ready, come over to the left side. Drawing that right arm over to the left, walking the heels. Coming into a place where you're in the pose, breathing deep. One more deep breath. Uncross the ankles if they're crossed. Walk it back to center. Arms back at center. One more full body stretch. Don't feel rushed to get here. If you want to be there a few more breaths, do it. And then when you're ready, you'll just draw the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the arms around. You give yourself a little hug, lifting the head up, but then release the head down. Soften the shoulders. And give yourself a little rock side to side, just noticing how the back, the hips, the whole body feels. Good. Begin to come into stillness, coming back at center. You can keep your hands here on the knees or draw the arms out at T. If you draw the arms out at T, just make sure they're kind of in a straight line, fingertip to shoulder, shoulder out to fingertip. Relax those shoulders. Engage the feet just a little bit here. A little bit of thigh engagement as well, and a little bit of core engagement. Now you're just going to draw your knees in a circular motion going around the hips. Keep a little bit of core, keep softening the jaw, and notice how it feels, how your effort changes as it comes to one side. Just try not to hold any tension into the body. And if you notice you start to go fast through this movement, deepen the breath and slow it down. One more circle around the hips. And the very next time those knees come in towards the chest, slow it down, come to stillness, re-engage, soften shoulders, create a little bit of core, engage your feet if you lost it, and go in the opposite direction. And sometimes we get a little confused, so just think what is the normal way, maybe go that way, and then just switch up your direction. One more circle, and when those knees come in, slow the movement. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug if you would like, but then release the head, And wrap the arms around the right knee and lengthen the left leg onto the mat. Engage the feet. Engage the core. Soften the shoulders. Really squeeze that knee in to give yourself that stretch that you would like. And then inhale, lift and lengthen both the arms and the leg. Feel that stretch up through both arms and the foot. And then exhale, come into that full body position on the mat where you can lengthen the arms and the feet. Once you get that full body stretch as the whole body comes onto the mat, then draw the left knee in, keep the feet engaged. Squeeze that knee in if you want that extra little stretch. And then reach the foot and the arms up. They're reaching up. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Then slowly release. The arms come overhead. The foot gently comes down. Full body stretch. Reach. You do not have to do that if you do not want. Engage the feet. Right knee in. Wrap the arms around. Squeeze that knee in. Lift the foot and the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Let the body come onto the mat completely. Full body stretch if you want it. So begin to do this, going side to side and adding in that full body stretch if it's there for you. Continue to breathe deep and check into what's happening. Keep engaging feet, keep engaging the core. Good. Now, if you want to add in some extra effort through the core, the next time the knee comes in, you'll still do that same little squeezing of the knee in. Then as you reach up, you can have the arms kind of hover as you lift the head and chest up. Keep engaging and lifting through that leg. And then exhale, the leg comes down, the arms come back overhead as your head comes down to the mat. So now you can add this into the pose if that feels good to you, but you do not have to. And it's okay if you accidentally skip a part, kind of like I just did. You might even start to skip drawing the knee in. Maybe it's just lifting the leg and the head and chest. So honor the movement that happens. It's typically what you need and what you're craving. One more side to side. The next time your right knee comes in, you can come into whatever position. Maybe it's just bending the knee as the hand is wrapped around, the feet are engaged, core engaged. Maybe you want the foot and the hands lengthened, or maybe you want to have that core engaged a little bit deeper by lifting the head. Breathe deep. One more deep breath, full body stretch. Notice how that feels after holding. Then when you're ready, come onto the left side again. It can be with that knee bent, maybe the legs and that leg and the arm lifted, feet still engaged, core still engaged. Or maybe you want to come into a position where the head is lifted. Breathe deep. One more deep breath, and then gently release into that full body stretch. Good. Now draw the arms out at T. Soften the shoulders. Feet come onto the mat, walk it wide. Tuck the chin, spread and lift the toes, and then release the toes down. Good. Exhale, lower your knees over to the right, and let your gaze look over to the left. Keep drawing that core gently in, maybe even add a little bit of thigh engagement. Then inhale, draw those knees back up to center. Draw the head back to center. Realign, re-engage. Legs to the left, gaze to the right. And again, maybe it's a little thigh engagement, maybe it's a little core engagement. Keep drawing it in. Keep using what feels good. And come back to center. Realigning, readjusting. And just begin to flow through windshield wipes. Many of you have done this pose before, so you know exactly what to do. But just keep checking in. Always stay mindful through your movement, even if you feel like you know exactly what to do. Sometimes that's when it's easy to skip something such as core engagement. Checking in with the breath. Relaxing the jaw. Good. Next time those knees come to the right, pause. Be there for about 3 to 5 deep breaths. And when you come back to center, stay there for 2 deep breaths. Check in, softening the shoulders, the hands, tucking the chin, drawing the core in. At the end of that second breath, coming over to the left, find your effort and find your ease. The side might feel different, but just still check in, see what's happening. Three to 5, just like before. And once you're done with that side and those knees come back to center, walk the feet closer together. Draw the arms back up and overhead. Good. Now what you're going to do is draw the knees in towards the chest, engage the feet, keep the arms lengthening back. I know you automatically want to draw them in to wrap around those legs. Tuck the chin in, soften the shoulders. Create a little bit of core here and engage the feet. See if you can draw the ankles in line with those knees. Sometimes we kind of have to peek to the side, peek in the middle. Good. Now keep the right knee in exactly how it is. Begin to lengthen the left leg. Then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling as that right arm is still lengthening back. So opposite arm up, opposite leg up. Good. Now switch, start to draw both arms up towards the ceiling and draw the knees back in. Then keeping the right arm in, lengthen the left arm and lengthen the right leg. So I know you might be like, what? So opposite arm to opposite leg, it's just like when we're on hands and knees. Draw the knees back in, draw the arms back up. Good. Left leg lengthens, left arm stays in place, right leg stays in place, and right arm lengthens back. So left arm up, right knee in. Good. Both meet again, arms and knees. Opposite. So just begin to flow through this movement. If you get confused, just pause, think. Opposite leg, opposite arm. If you want extra effort as you're flowing through the movement, let the arm that comes back and the leg that comes forward hover instead of coming all the way to the floor. Breathe deep. The hands and the knees will meet. And then one will lengthen, and the opposite arm will lengthen. You can always come back to center when you need to. Keep drawing that core in and keep breathing. Good. One more time. And when that right knee is in, the left arm is up. Left leg is lengthened, right arm is lengthened. That core is drawing in, shoulders are relaxed. The hand and the leg can be covered or just lengthened. Breathe. Pause. Good. Draw the knees in, wrap the arms around. Give yourself a little hug if you would like. Maybe even a quick little rock side to side just to release a little bit through that body. We're working that core. All right. Get set up. Knees in line with ankles, arm reaching up. Now you're going to keep the left arm up. Left arm up as the right leg lengthens. Then left arm comes back. Keep that left knee, that foot engaged, the ankle in line with the knee the best you can. That opposite leg that's lengthened can be hovered or on the mat or the floor. I try to put floor and mat together as one word. Keep drawing that core in and breathe. I don't know why I left that arm drop. Good. One more deep breath and draw the knees in, wrap the arms around. You can lift the head up for a little hug, and then rock side to side. Just notice how it feels. Release. That core soften. Good. Come back to center. Wrap one ankle over the other, either rocking up to seat or roll to one side to come on up. But once you come on up, allow yourself to settle in. Good. You're going to lengthen the legs out in front of you. As you lengthen the legs out in front of you, draw the right knee in. Activate that foot against the floor. Lengthen up through the body. So if you kind of have some bodily stuff to work with, you have to walk that leg over a little bit, that's okay. Good. Engage that left foot and make sure that the rotation isn't kind of out to the side or over, but you kind of can see that the foot is parallel up. It feels a little awkward, but it just happens sometimes when we come into this position. Good. Now see if you can reach the arms up and overhead. Good. Lift and lengthen. Pause and just breathe for a moment. Notice how this feels. Now wrap the arms around the knee. Give yourself a little hug, rounding the spine. Keep lengthening the leg. Good. Slowly come back up. Reach the arms back up and overhead. Lift and lengthen. Good. Engage those thighs. Engage the foot. Soften the shoulders. Good. Then hug into the body. This is where you can soften and release. Keep a little bit of engagement though in the foot. It's easy to let go. Good. Come back up one last time. Reaching, softening, lengthening. Good. Breathe deep. All right. Last hug. Soften and relax. One more deep breath here. Then just slowly lift up and lengthen this leg. Draw the opposite leg in. Find a spot where that foot can ground down. Check in with the opposite foot. Make sure the rotation is not too much to one side, but just kind of finding that center. Toes up, lengthen up, move those sitting bones if you need to. And again, if you kind of have some body to work with, you need to walk the foot over a little bit, do it. Sometimes things get in the way. All right, draw that core in. Reach the arms up and overhead. You might be like, ooh, this side's a little different. So just notice that. Soften the shoulder. Good, fold. Release the arms around that knee. Round the spine and just relax. Good, reach the arms up and overhead, lift and lengthen, soften shoulders. Keep drawing those thighs in, keep drawing that foot up so it's engaged. Smile. Good, fold into the leg. Soften and release. Good, one more time, lift and lengthen. Soften shoulders, draw the core in, feet engaged, thighs engaged, and that core is always engaged. One more breath, you got it. Reach those arms around and just relax. Round the spine, soften and come into that fold. Keep breathing deep. Good, gently come back up. Lengthen the legs and just give them a little wiggle. Notice how they're feeling. Maybe soften out the shoulders, a little undulation through the side body. Just kind of releasing and noticing what you feel and how you feel. Good. Now, draw the feet onto the mat and walk the feet wide. So you're in kind of like windshield wipes, but sitting up. All right. Lengthen and lift through the core and the spine. Move those sitting bones if you need to. Spread and lift the toes and then release the toes down. You're going to slowly windshield wipe those knees over to the right. And what's going to happen is if you want a little counter stretch really quick, just go to the left. Keep those legs down. But you might be like, ooh, this feels good after using that core. And then gently come over to the right. So it's the same movement of those knees. Take your left arm and begin to stretch back. Good. Then gently come back to center and draw those knees back to center. Good. And if you notice your legs came in, walk them wide again. Engage that core, lift up, move those sitting bones if you need to, legs to the left. Counter stretch, go the opposite way of the knees. And it feels good after we've been working through the core. So we're just kind of releasing some of that lactic acid and stuff we might be kind of holding in that area. Come back to center and then come over to the side with the knees. That opposite arm will just reach back. Good. You might get some cracks in that low back, mid back. That's okay. We're just releasing and working through stuff. Come back to center. Knees back to center. Again, feet wide. Move those sitting bones. If you're coming off the mat, you can always come back. And we're just going to move through that movement. Well, first, when we lower the knees, we'll go in the opposite way for a little counter stretch. And then slowly coming to the same way the knees, that top arm will reach back. Soften the shoulders as you're moving through this movement. Then come back to center, knees back up, feet still wide. Readjust, re-engage. Then knees to the left, counter stretch. And when you're ready, opposite. Stretch towards that knee, the top arm just comes lengthening back. Good. Then come back to center. We'll do this one more time on both sides, going at your own pace. I'm starting to come completely off my mat. Good. Once you've done both sides, we're going to come into stillness. So don't feel rushed to get here, but readjust, realign. Feet wide, core engaged. You'll lower the knees over to the right. Give yourself a counter stretch if that feels good to you. Stay here for just 2 deep breaths. Then opposite, so the hand comes back. You're coming in that same direction of the knees, that top arm lengthens back. Breathe deep. Soften shoulders. Good, come back to center. Lift those legs, make sure they're still wide, core still engaged, readjust and realign. Send knees to the left, counter stretch, so you go the opposite way of the knee. Stay here for just 2 deep breaths. Good, opposite direction. So that hand comes back, you're going in the same direction of the knees as that top arm reaches back. Breathe, soften the shoulder, a little bit of core. Good, come back to center. Good, and then if you would like, you're welcome to maybe a quick little hug. Drawing the arms underneath, maybe lengthening the legs, just giving yourself a little forward fold or a little hug underneath, just to kind of soften out. A little undulation, and then come back up. Good. Now if you're having sensitive knees, grab a blanket, or you can always use a little extra padding with your mat by just kind of folding it over. But begin to set up for hands and knees. And as you set up into this tabletop, this hands and knees position, make sure your wrists are drawn underneath of your shoulders. The knees are underneath of the hips. Make sure the tops of the feet are grounded down onto the mat and the core is slightly engaged. Spread the fingers through the hands, but try not to grip the fingers. Just let them relax. Broaden the shoulders, gaze gently down. Exhale, tuck the chin. Start to round the spine. Push the hands away from the mat as you kind of draw those shoulders away from the spine. Good. Now keep the core engaged here. Start to draw the shoulders now together towards the spine. The chest may sink down a little bit, and maybe even the head kind of lifts. Don't grip the fingers. Good. Exhale, tuck the chin. Let the shoulders come away from each other so the spine is rounding. Good. Keep drawing that core in. Exhale or inhale, drawing the shoulders together. Keep using the core. And just move through this movement, what we call cat-cow. You're just drawing the shoulders away, then drawing the shoulders gently together. The next time you tuck the chin around the spine, slowly start to draw your hips down towards your heels. And let your head come down towards the mat the best it can, relaxing the arms, don't hold anything up so there's no tension being created in the body. You're just coming into this child's pose. Breathe deep, come back up to hands and knees. Make sure wrists are still underneath shoulders, knees are still underneath the hips, feet still grounded down. Start to draw the shoulders together, the chest may sink down and forward. Keep drawing that core in. Okay. Now curl the toes. Lift the knees as you start to hover them. Lift the hips up, chest and towards those thighs. Start to pedal those heels. Start to see if you can ground the heels down as you're doing so. Keep pushing that chest back. Keep lifting the tailbone up. Good. And when you're ready, come back down to tabletop, hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck the chin, round the spine, go back into that child's pose. Soften and relax when you get here. Roll out wrists if you need to. Soften shoulders. Breathe deep. Inhale. Begin to come back up to your tabletop. Wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Draw the shoulders together. Engage the core. Curl the toes. Lift into your downward dog. Pedal out the heels if you would like. Even though you're pedaling, keep trying to ground those heels down to get that nice stretch through those legs. Keep lifting the tailbone, softening the shoulders. Good. And when you're ready, come back to tabletop. Uncurl the toes. Tuck the chin around the spine, go back into child's pose. Last movement here, so just breathe for a few rounds. Roll that wrist if you need to. Good, come up to hands and knees. Find your foundation, engage the core, draw the shoulders together. Keep drawing that core in. Now curl the toes, lift into your downward dog. Pedal out the heels, little movement. Let the head be kind of framed between the arms. Draw the shoulders onto the back and away from the ears. Spread the hands. Start to draw the heels down as you're lifting the tailbone up. And breathe deep. Good, one more breath. Draw the knees gently down. Good, if you need a quick child's pose to roll out the wrist, do so. But when you're ready, come back into your hands and knees and find your foundation. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. If you need that padding underneath of the knees, you can always take, again, your mat and just kind of curl it. If you need it for your wrists, same thing. Good. Engage the core. Shift your weight over to the left. As you do, draw the right foot back behind you. Allow the heel to be down. Check in with the weight. Did you draw it all over to the left? Try to find balance between both right and left side. Good. Keep lifting up. Keep using your core. Then bend the knee. Then draw the knee in towards the chest, rounding the spine. Good. Keep using the core. Lengthen that leg back. Find your balance between both sides. Begin to flow through these movements, drawing the knee in, rounding the spine, and then lengthening that leg back, maybe even drawing the shoulders together a little bit. Good. Breathe. Good. One more movement. Shift the weight to the right as the leg is lengthened. See if you can walk the left fingers forward or maybe reach that left arm out. Breathe. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Go back into a child's pose to roll out those wrists. Come back up to hands and knees when you're ready. Again, if you notice you need to add padding for wrist or for your knees, please do so. Find your foundation with wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Shift over to the right this time, and the left leg will come back behind you. Engage that foot, engage the core. Spread the hands, soften shoulders, gaze gently down. Bend the knee, then draw it in towards the chest, rounding the spine. Good, lengthen the leg, maybe even draw the shoulders together, but always draw the shoulders away from the ears. Good, begin to move through these movements. You did it on the other side, but just engage. Keep checking in and be mindful of what's happening. Keep the weight balanced from side to side. Good. One more movement. When you lengthen the leg, pause. Shift the weight to the left. Maybe walk the right fingertips forward, staying there, or lifting that arm. If you're lifting, lengthen through the arm and the foot, but also lift up. Use your core. Breathe deep. Good. Draw the hand down, draw the knee down, go back into a child's pose. Soften and relax, roll that wrist, soften the head, whatever you might need. Deep breath, come back up to hands and knees. Good. All right, curl your toes, engage the core, lift into your downward dog. Give yourself distance on your mat. Make sure you're not too close in, but you're just creating this nice V with the body. The head's between the arms, shoulders are relaxed, coming away from the ears. If you need to draw the pinkies out a little bit to kind of give yourself a better rotation and have a better grip through the hands, do so. Ground the heels down. Shift your weight to the left, draw the right leg up. And what wants to happen is you always want to pop that hip open by drawing the foot towards that right side. See if you can draw the hip or that toe down so you're closing the hip here. Good. Now begin to bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest. And you might start to come forward a little bit, almost like you're in plank. Maybe the foot comes to the floor to kind of help, or the foot is lifted. Good. Then push back into down dog, lifting that leg, single leg down dog. If you need to come into a child's pose and then it's time to release, do so. But just begin to flow through these movements. You'll draw the knee in as you come forward. You'll gently come back, lifting and lengthening that leg. Keep drawing that opposite heel down because it will start to want to pop up onto the toes when you come back into down dog. Good. One more time. And then you're going to come into a place of stillness. As the knee comes in, breathe. Keep lifting, keep using your core. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And when the body calls you out, leg comes back from down dog, hands and knees, from hands and knees to child's pose. Do not feel rushed. If you want to be here a little longer, be here a little longer. Good job, though. Notice what's happening. You're creating strength. When you're ready, do not feel rushed. Come back up to hands and knees. Set up. You want to rotate the fingers a little bit. Do so. It helps sometimes do that down dog. Curl the toes and then lift back up into that down dog when you're ready. Pedal out the heels if you need a little release. Soften the shoulders, head between, or the ears and the head kind of between the arm. Use your core. Now ground the heels down. Shift the weight to the right. Lift the left foot up, single leg down dog. Toes pointing down, don't let it open. It wants to naturally. Now bend the knee, draw it in towards the chest. Come forward, keep using your core. Then lift and lengthen back. That single leg down dog. Right heel trying to ground down. Left foot pointing down. Draw the knee in and keep doing this movement. You did it on the other side, so notice if you need to make any adjustments, what's happening on this side, what feels different. Keep using your core and checking in. And again, when that foot comes forward, it's okay if the toe wants to come to the floor to kind of hold there, but don't put all the weight into the toe. Good, one more time. And when that knee comes forward, pause. Breathe deep. Just like the other side, when the body calls you out, gently release. First down dog, then hands and knees, then child's pose.
Good. Now, everyone should be in child's pose at this point. Once you're in child's pose, begin to come into a place where the arms can relax, the head can relax, and you can start to rock your hips side to side. Let the head maybe rock with. Try not to hold the head up or hold anything up. Just let it happen. When those hips go to the left this next time, push those hips to the left. Then start to lengthen and reach those arms over to the right. Let the head either relax on the mat or maybe that left arm. Breathe deep. Come back to center, hands first, then the hips. Good, just come back to child's pose for a deep breath. Rock those hips again, side to side. When those hips go right this next time, pause, push them to that right side. Then lengthen and reach those arms over to the left. Your head can relax maybe on that right arm or the mat. Breathe deep. One more deep breath. You're going to walk the hands back to center, head back to center, and then the hips come back to center. Stay in child's pose for one deep breath. Then come up to hands and knees. From hands and knees, the easiest way for you, begin to come down and onto your back. Once you're on your back, move any props that might be in your way. Draw the knees in, wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug if you would like, and then just rock side to side. Notice what's changed, what you feel through the back, through the legs, the hips, maybe even through the shoulders and arms. Good. And slow the movement, coming back to center, coming to stillness. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is draw the arms out at T. Engage the feet as though you're pressing against a wall. Right arm crosses the body, grabbing the left thigh. Let it help guide those legs down towards this right side to the floor. Once the legs get there, gaze over at the left. Notice how that feels. If you would like, you can lengthen these legs towards the right, like they're coming up towards the hand. And bend the knees. Engage the core. Come back to center. Good. Left arm now grabs the right thigh. Or you can use the core to let those legs lower, but just be mindful about how those legs lower. Draw the core in. Lengthen the arm. Lengthen those legs if it's there for you, and gaze to the right. Good. Engage those feet. And breathe. Bend the knees. Use your core, draw the knees back to center. Good, so do this just a few times going side to side. You can gently use the core or the opposite arm to help lower the legs. Lengthening the legs if you would like, but you do not have to. Good, one more time on both sides, don't feel rushed. Next time your legs come over to the right, come into a place of stillness. Take 2 deep breaths. And then the left arm is going to cross the body, stacking on top of the right. Again, the legs can be lengthened or bent. Arms back out at T, then bend the knees, come back to center. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Once you're there, you'll come into stillness for 2 deep breaths. Then you'll stack the arms, 2 deep breaths as well. And when you come back to center, draw the feet onto the mat and walk the feet wide. Keep the arms out at T. Tuck the chin, draw the core in, soften those shoulders, and begin to do windshield wipes. So knees lower to the right, gaze to the left. If you want, you can draw that bottom foot onto that top thigh, but you do not have to. On your exhale, you'll draw the foot down first, and inhale, knees back up to center, feet still wide, core slightly engaged. Then lower knees to the left, gaze to the right. That bottom foot, again, can come onto that top thigh, but it does not have to. Always honor and listen to your body. Then on your exhale, the foot comes down, and inhale, the knees come back up to center. So just begin to flow through these movements. If you get lost, take a moment, take pause, breathe. Come back to center and restart. One more movement, side to side. Don't feel rushed, go at your own pace. The very next time, though, your knees come to the right, just come into a place of stillness. Find what feels good to you, where you need that effort, where you need that ease in the body. Good, come back to center. Realign, readjust. Same thing, come over to the left, come into a place that you need in your stillness, finding your effort, finding your ease. one more deep breath, come back to center. Now at this time, if there's any last movements you would like to do, anything you would like to explore before going into Shavasana, give yourself that time. It could be anything we've done. It could be anything you've done in a previous class, or just anything your body's craving. Maybe you want more windshield wipes, maybe you want bridge. Maybe you're just completely ready for Shavasana, and that's okay. Maybe you want a full body stretch, rocking hips side to side. Once you're ready for your Shavasana, just get set up. So any props, you might need a blanket if you're cold, eye pillow for your eyes. Maybe you want to draw a pillow or a bolster underneath of the knees. Get yourself set up, relaxed, and comfortable. If you're finishing up any last movements, that's okay. Take your time. Don't feel rushed. Once you're in your Shavasana, let the legs get into a comfortable position, maybe slightly apart. Let the arms come a little bit away, maybe even the palms facing up to relax the shoulders. Maybe even tucking the chin in a few times just to kind of give yourself your own little neck release. Maybe a little rock side to side just to kind of soften and let it come into a comfortable place. Relaxing the jaw. Closing the eyes once you're ready. And just begin to digest your practice. Relax. If you fall asleep, it's okay. If you drift off, it's okay. I will call you out when Shavasana is over. begin to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers, start to wiggle your toes. Stretch the body. And then when you're ready, maybe drawing the knees in or bending them, roll over onto your favorite side and use the bottom arm just to help kind of relax the head onto. And take a few deep breaths here on your side. Noticing how you feel after your practice. Noticing how you feel right now. One more deep breath and then bring yourself up to a seated posture.
Keep the eyes closed for now. And draw your hands onto the lap and the palms to face up. Relax the shoulders, lengthen through the spine. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I want you to send yourself some gratitude, some compassion, and some love for your practice, for carving out this time just for you. And listening to your body with effort and ease throughout the entire practice, beginning to end. Now draw your hands into prayer. Hands together, thumb creases finding the chest. We call this Anjali Mudra. Give yourself a little bow to those hands. And come back to your intention, that word or that phrase you set at the very beginning of class, that seed you planted in your mind. And maybe notice how it's grown. And it will grow even more. And as it cultivates fruit, you can pass that intention on to others. And I want to thank you for letting me guide you with that trust and honesty. I'm completely grateful. And that light in me sees that same light in you. And in sharing that, it connects us. It makes us one. Namaste.